Okay, David, this is Marty, and we've talked about what we need for showers of blessing, and we're down here looking at options, and we're comparing them to the Mercedes-Benz and looking at focusing in on two particular vehicles. One is this vehicle that we're looking at right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this vehicle, and I'll sort of video up to the label and so on.
This is a Transit 130 wheelbase mid-roof vehicle. So this is the biggest that a short wheelbase would get as far as height is concerned. It's a 3.7 liter V6 naturally aspirated. Glass doors, front, rear, backup camera, cruise, tilt, Bluetooth, all the basic amenities that is going to be a necessity for a driver. As far as that cargo volume, as you can see in the car, is going to be right about what you're going to be looking for when you put in shelving units for bathing essentials, clothing, everything that we've discussed.
Okay, so this is a basic unit.
Correct.
And what are we looking at? $35,000 or so is the...
Correct. You're going to be looking at 35 plus whatever rebates are available from Ford.
Okay.
Plus, if we do it the upfit program, I believe we get an additional $1,000 to add. Say if you have us put the shelving units in, Ford will kick in an additional $1,000 in that respect to help along those lines.
So, and we're talking about then another 10%. So we're basically looking at a $40,000.
Yeah, any way you slice it, always figure 10% sales tax and license on any price that you've got. Now, obviously, once you guys determine this is the way you want to go, we'll sit down. I can negotiate a little bit better for other discounts that may come available for the vehicle.
So what's the warranty on this?
This has a 3-year, 36 bumper-to-bumper warranty. It's a 4-year, 50,000-mile powertrain. That's standard.
And this is gasoline?
This is gasoline, correct.
Okay.
Non-turbo, naturally aspirated V6.
Talk about, we could also get it in diesel?
You can get it in diesel or a turbocharged V6. Again, I don't know the operating cost of the company. It depends upon what you want to achieve out of the vehicle. Longevity, obviously we all know diesels are going to have a longer life depending upon how they're maintained. But again, as I was stating to you, I've gotten gas motors to go 250,000 miles, maybe a little bit more. I'm driving one right now with 185,000 miles on it without any issues. I had a number of different cars that way. So it's all in maintenance. Maintenance costs on a gas engine is going to be significantly less than on a diesel. It's just the nature of the animal. Whether it's a Sprinter from Mercedes or my Transit, it's all going to be relative.
So what is the servicing required on it?
Recommended. We recommend every 5,000 miles on any vehicle. It's just better for the motor, better for the bearings of the motor. It's better for just the life of the vehicle to have it maintained every 5,000 miles. Now, that being said, manufacturer says you can go, depending upon the vehicle, out to 7,500 miles or even 10,000 miles between services. I don't recommend it.
Okay. Now, we could buy this from you here, and we could have it serviced in Santa Barbara.
Correct.
What's the advantage of buying from you?
Honestly, me, as your salesman, that's going to be one of the biggest advantages. Second, we're going to be more willing to work with you guys as far as doing the large work that you guys are doing incentivizes us to put our vehicle in your hands. I'd rather see that transpire than have you go to another dealership. So I'm going to work my hardest to sell to you. Other than that, truth be told, you're open to do whatever you want to do and buy from whoever you want to buy from. At the end of the day, you guys are fronting the bill. It's your money.
Okay, you've also got a lot of experience with the Mercedes-Benz version of it. Tell us what your knowledge is of the comparison between the two.
Comparisons for me, as I stated earlier in our conversations before we started the recordings, it's just maintenance costs. At the end of the day, cargo-wise, they're comparable. we actually offer more selections in size. They have 2 sizes, short or long. We have a mid run.
This is a mid. This is a 140.
This is a 148.
Okay.
Yeah, 130, 148.
And the ceiling is a middle, and I'm going to go in and we can see that I'm going to actually turn the camera around so that it can see me, and see that if I stand straight, it's topping off at my head.
Yeah.
So it's certainly taller than the low.
Correct.
But not as tall as the high, and we're going to take a look at the high, and we'll sort of do a little video of that comparison also. Okay, so we'll turn it back where you can see you, and I'll take a full scan then. And so this has got radio and air conditioning, and what else does it come with?
Just basic creature comforts, you know. Okay. Like I said, cruise control, backup camera, 12-volt plugs. So it will achieve the necessities.
Okay. And whereas this has windows, we can get it without the windows.
They can be had without windows, yes.
Okay. What's the lead time on something like this?
If it's something that I can get out of my sister's shop or another dealership, it could be a couple of days. If we have to order, which we won't have to, there's plenty to choose from. You know, if I had to order, it's 8 weeks, but I don't see that being an issue.
Okay, I see that it doesn't have a towing thing on it, so
Correct. This one doesn't have a tow hitch on it. It wasn't optioned with it.
Okay, so that's an additional amount of money, is it?
Yeah, I figure. I want to say it's probably $795.
Okay. All right, so we'll go around the rest of it. Take a look in the window here. All right, so and what do we say? This is 130?
No, this is the 130 wheelbase, yes.
Yeah, and it's the mid roof, and you can't get a high roof in the 130. And so we're going to look at a 144.
148, yeah.
A 148 that will allow us a high roof.
Correct.
And so once we're done with videoing and all, we'll then pencil out the pricing and all.
Sure.
And what else would you want our board and our executive director to know about this and the alternatives?
You know, I'm not the car salesman who's going to try and just say, okay, well, yeah, got to be do this. Here's what I'm going to put to the board. There's more right now in the United States. There's more transits on the ground than sprinters. And all again, I harp on it. It all comes down to ease of maintenance, ease of getting things taken care of. Let's say the door breaks on the Sprinter. Where are you going to take it to get work done?
Okay.
All the way down to Oxnard. This local Ford store. So overall ease of maintenance is realistically where I'm going to push this. It really is.
Okay, so let's talk about used similar vehicles, and we just sort of driven around the lot, and I see one coming up available.
Yep.
And so talk us about that and selecting, finding such a vehicle, selecting it, and the difference in price and
well, as when we drove in the back and I showed you that one that I didn't realize we had, just came in off of, they just picked up a new one of these vehicles and traded theirs in. So that's going to go through an inspection process. It's going to go through, if it gets certified, it's 172 points of inspection, which means Ford's going to honor that to 100,000 miles. It's only got 11,000 miles on it. The fact that it's that low mileage, I would venture to guess, it probably wasn't punished very much. If it's an 18, it would have just been purchased probably no less than a year ago. So I would say if you're going to do something along the used lines, you have that option. But as you saw the price, it's $35,000. That's $35,000 brand new. So
it probably has some bells and whistles that this doesn't have.
It'll have some bells and whistles, a longer wheelbase. It's going to be a little more expensive car anyway. But even so, seeing that value on the car, that'll tell you where the market is on your used.
So that was a 144 tall, was it?
Correct. 148 tall. Yeah.
148 tall.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's finish off here, and then we'll take a look at the additional.